AT gun's opening fire, but Jackson is about to die here unless he gets lucky. Panzer IV could bounce. Does not bounce. Oh! Last shot upon death. Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17, and today I'm casting a 2v2 on the map, Belgorod. We also got Witch King of Angmar, ZW Terry, I'm just gonna call you Terry, Elasinos? Sure, and XCOS. Amazing, just great names. We do have double Kubel, so that's gonna be fantastic. But it's also fantastic is the fact I'm covering a game that was submitted by a fan. If you would like me to cover your replay, I'd submit to my Gmail or my Discord, and there's a higher likelihood of me covering it than someone who doesn't send it at all. Also, just a reminder, if you would like to support me, please follow if you're watching this live on Twitch. If I put this on YouTube, subscribe, like, whatever you want to do to support my channel. It really does help. But anyway, will the Axis get helped by the double Kubels? That is a question. Well, right now they're using it to capture a lot of territory up north, while the Stern Pioneers push back the infantry section. Infantry section, by the way, are deployed in mass, with lots of infantry section coming on out. So we'll see how things fare. If I am going to play Hearts of Iron, I will be streaming it right here, but we shall see. Infantry section is pushing on in. It's a massive counterattack by Lucinos. There we go. I think I nailed it. Kubel's firing in multiple directions. Kubels do great against infantry in no cover. And as we can see with this one squad, he's pretty far down the totem pole. Storm coming back up to the north to assist. Down south, we have Volk on the defense with the Americans on the offense. They have some cover they can use, but again, so too can the Axis. And they have a Sturm, which if they get close on that Rifleman squad, it could be definitely a death blow. So he's going to hang back. Infantry section very low. This man needs a medic. This man needs a medic. He is so low on health. He has a quarter of it. Yeah, again, I would upgrade to the next base, get the medic squad, and heal that poor bastard. But no, we have another infantry section coming onto the front. So we have 4. Infantry company has been deployed. So again, we have some defenses he can make, artillery from light, from mortar half-track to heavier with the priest. While Witch King has went special operations, Johnny is in the chat right now live on Twitch, and I bet you he's having a good time after seeing this. Because yeah, it's a very good commander for being able to spot and identify targets. Are you too good? Are you? They just, again, keep running around. Stern Pioneer runs on in. Infantry section trying to do what it can, but yeah, he runs like hell after realizing I'm not going to win this fight. Infantry section trying to continuously hit the Kubels, but again, with the double Sturm, they can heal the Kubels in the back. With one squad, the other advances. With only 2 squads remaining, he's going to need reinforcements, because I think the double Kubel should easily wear him down. Stern Pioneers in Volk moving on in. Let's see right now. Oh, yeah, he's going to heal it. Infantry section going to push on, hold defense. He's getting 3 Kubels! Oh, yes. Good. More Kubels. More Kubels. And more charging, because, yeah, infantry section run like hell. Now, good news is the Americans seem to have done that for the OKW, or at least thrown him out of position. Actually, I think he lost some men. No, he just hasn't gotten anything. Wait, I am looking at the right guy. Yeah, he hasn't deployed anything. He has 600 manpower. What are you doing, man? Terry. Anyway, XCOS being like, wait, he's not deploying more men? Cool, I'll just take territory. Now, while the Axis take the fuel up north and get double fuel, also nice mine, down south, the Americans just taking a sweet time not pushing up. Whereas the Axis are quickly running around, grabbing additional territory. So now we're going to see the Axis have way more resources in terms of munitions and fuel than the Allies right now. Oh my god. Allies getting the 10 fuel. Ah, yes, it's so good. No, it's not. It's terrible. But what the Allies are doing is getting a 50 cal from the lieutenant. Okay. So that means also a Stuart is a possibility, or also the utility car, which, hey, you know, with 2 Kubels, oh, we didn't get the 3rd, damn it. Well, anyway, with 2 Kubels, it's actually not a bad idea. Plus, you can place mines with it, so it's a very nice little support unit. We have 5-man infantry squads and a medic. So, yeah, he's geared all up. Infantry section throwing incendiary to push him out of the building. And outside the heavy cover. So, even with more men, there's still more death for the Brits. Meanwhile, the 50 cal that's on the field may be the best bet at pushing back the Axis counterattack here. If they can use the armor-piercing rounds to quickly shred the Kubel. Nice shot with the bazooka. And he lives. Damn it. Infantry section get back in the building. Volk squad is suppressed. Again, I want to reiterate, if the models are not in green cover, if the shots are laying on that squad, it will suppress. So be very careful when you have MGs facing you. Make sure your squads are in cover like this. Make sure all the models are, because if they're caught outside, like they see that white line, you're gonna be caught in a suppression arc. So we have MG34s being mass deployed by Terry. I don't think that's the best idea, generally speaking, because the MG34 is fine, but I don't think it's necessarily a good counter to the Americans. Now, which, by the way, the American doing something a little bit different. So, the American going with a captain. So he got the lieutenant for the 50 cal, and now is going for a captain for AT. I guess he's seeing, okay, this is what the enemy's going. I need to counter this. A Stuart is not necessarily the thing I want, or just rushing for a Sherman. I'll get this, so that way maybe get a howitzer or a T gun. Okay, at least he keeps his options open for a lot of different units. Meanwhile, in mid, infantry section grabbed the VP. Counterattack grabs the fuel. And also, they have minesweepers, so good job on you, Elucidius. Hopefully, again, I'm butchering that name. I'm so sorry. At the very least, you'll be able to, remove 60 munitions worth of mines outside of, outside of your combat area, so you don't have to worry about it. Another mine over here detected, so at least he knows he won't hit it. Kubel, though, vet 2. Got to give a hand to the Kubel. Also, we have the Sturmofficer on the field, with the other Kubel getting some repairs. Volk squad's coming in to help. 50 cal is out of position to assist. He's guarding mid, which is fine, but the Volk squads are going around. Wait, never mind. He might be pushing in. Caught out of position before he gets to cover. He's going to get suppressed, but Volk squad going to surround him. Again, maybe this infantry section might be better if it went over here to stop the counterattack and stop that Volk squad moving on in. A little bit of teamwork, just something to think about. Make sure you try to cover your ally. Meanwhile, who cares about that? Well, they got more infantry coming on in. And, yeah, this Volk squad's going to be overwhelmed very quickly. I don't know what that Volk squad's incendiary was for, but it kind of only hit himself. So, great job. Alright, so right now we have a mechanized building, but we haven't seen any armor by the Axis. So, again, Terry has 1,000 manpower. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? XCOS, again, has AT, 50 cals, like a good assortment of units. Although I will say Terry's been very aggressive with his infantry. Will it survive? Hopefully, it should. Unless unless more infantry comes on in and he just chills in the building. No grenades for the Americans. Do we have grenades for the Brits? No, just the 5-man squads. We do have a blob coming in for Witch King, for which he may have issues if one of those 50 cals come back. But luckily, both of them are back at base. American forces trying their best with a bar and among other infantry firing at range. Unfortunately, the retreat path. No, we'll be fine. Okay, I thought retreat path was going to hurt him today. Anyway, right now we got a situation where we got Sturms pushing in on the riflemen. Oh, nice stun. That'll help. And force the squad back. Sturm officer trying its best to hold mid. Infantry section, though, drives it off along with some additional backup. I love how they keep using this building to annoy the allies. It's like, yeah, oh, you're not using? I'll take it. And then every time the allies think they're about to walk on in, another Axis unit jumps in and is like, no. So, with that entire counterattack going on, it drove the allies into pretty much a defensive position in a quarter of the map, while the Axis very quickly grabbed additional territory, again, getting more fuel and resources. But again, what matters is how the Axis use it, right? That's what truly matters. Having your Kubel literally drive into a fence and then, you know, get AT shotted by, you know, 6-pounder, maybe not the best idea. Also, give credit where credit's due. Both Axis have yet to deploy armor, but the Allies were anticipating armor, and both got AT guns. Again, I know it's a small thing to acknowledge. Actually, XGOS is getting 2 AT guns. So, if there was a Panzer II, or, you know, if we see a rush for a Panzer IV, a Puma, whatever, the Axis would still be in a death spiral, or not death spiral, wrong word, sorry, would be in a very precarious position because they could very easily lose that armor to the AT. Because there's just so much of it. So, good on the Allies for anticipating what the Axis could do. But unfortunately, the Axis have not done that. Don't get me wrong, they have a 223, which is right now getting resources, which might allow for a Sturm Tiger. Here's the problem with that little pick. The Sturm Tiger requires 10 command points. Terry, you have 4, so you're just, I don't know, 10 minutes early at this rate before you get any sort of heavy armor, like the Sturm. Now, you could easily, look, you're getting 36 fuel per turn. You could easily get yourself maybe a King Tiger out sooner, but Sturm, not so much. The reason is King doesn't require a command point limit. You could essentially get a mechanized building and then just gear on up and hopefully have it by what, the 16, 17 minute mark, depending on how things go and how many Kubels you you know, salvage. American forces again being pushed back, but we are seeing some more upgrades, this case being a 1919 for the Rifleman Squad. Alright, right now mines being picked up. Alright, at this point, which I would say stop at the mines because the British are not playing that game. They're like, ah, I see your mines. 30 more resources that you wasted. Here's another 30 resources you wasted. Ah, yes. A good day indeed. So, so with those positions being taken back by the Brits, at the very least, it keeps the Allies in a fighting shape. And also, again, the British do have a decent amount of veterancy. They have a range between 3 to 8 kills per, so not too shabby. Another 2-2. Okay, here's the thing. The 221 upgrade to 223 is nice for long term, but it does sort of impact you short term because it is not that expensive, but it is 220 to 15, right? So if you start escalating that and adding in the additional, this upgrade is 115, that's 30 fuel, right? And about 320 manpower. Oh, please lose it. Well, that's all that, all those resources. That's literally a minute's worth of fuel down the drain for very little, and also a decent helping of manpower. I get he was maybe trying to gear up and try to get more resources. And to be fair, if we look over here, he is getting that per turn, right? So for him, is receiving a healthy supply of fuel by 2 over this position. So it's worth it for that, but I'm just, for the 1 fuel point, I don't know. I mean, unless you're putting on munitions or something, I just don't see it as necessarily that effective. Also, it might not be effective is the fact this Panzer headquarters, it's not, I mean, it's close to the front line, but the Allies never, oh, okay, never mind. I was going to say, didn't really lose the unit. Ergo gets bundle grenaded. Nice. Obersoldaten does great hit. The Americans, though, are stopping them. Oh, I was worried about that Panzer headquarters detonating mine. But they're trying to blow up this position. Kubel goes down. Oh, no, that's both Kubels, isn't it? Damn it! They killed him! They killed both Kubels! God damn. Well, Sturms might die here to mortar fire. Again, Sturm officer and another Sturm squad moving on in. As long as AT fire and also the mortar half-track continues to hit this position, we could very easily see Witch King. Unfortunately, all that precious fuel that he managed to save up and use, just thrown it out the window based on a position which he, I guess, thought he could hold, which was not the case. Again, so far it's not dead. It's barely clinging on with about 15% of its life as the Axis try their best to counterattack. Z Terry has a Panzer IV development, so at least he's safe. He's like, hey, I got armor. I'll deploy it. The other guys, not so much. Infiltration grenades are thrown. British dodge like a champ. AT gun knocks out the Panzer headquarters, which makes Witch King's ability to deploy any armor pretty much down the drain. He can deploy a half-track, but that's about it. Like, that's literally it. So population-wise, again, the Allies actually have more, thanks to the Axis not taking that time to get fuel, or not get armor out sooner. Again, just kind of put in as a reason why. They possibly could have had a Panzer IV out 2 minutes earlier. And that's if he didn't deploy the 2-2... Excuse me, the 221 and upgrade to a 223. Otherwise, you could have 3 minutes earlier. So you could have the Panzer IV roughly maybe like 12 minutes. So, yeah. I feel like it's a bit of a misplay by the Axis in that way. Mortar pick going down right behind the building. MG guarding it as well. Down south, though, we do have a small counterattack by Terry, who's doing his best with Sturm squads and an MG trying to overwhelm the American player, but the American has a 50 cal compared to the MG34. So I hate to break it to you, but I think the MG34 is gonna probably win. The 50 cal is gonna win that fight. MG34 is not in great cover. There's great cover right here, but he can't really use that. As long as the American can get close, he can easily kill it. Unfortunately, oh no, he jumped the fence. That man died, but hey, the rest of the men lived. And that's what matters. So yeah, he's going to hit him with the 1919 and slowly shred that MG. Panzer IV gets hit by AT fire and pulled back. Obelsadon and Volk Squad trying to advance. They do wear down the MG and kill it. So great focusing on that. AT guns are now in a desperate position as they run away from the Axis infantry. We're going to need something. Do the Americans have armor? No, neither do the Brits. So right now we need help. And I don't think we're going to get it with 2 AT guns going down, opening the corridor to the Panzer IV. All right. And artillery was just called in, knocking out the building. That was a great counterattack. Unfortunately, they did, take one of the AT guns, which the Panzer IV will probably need to worry about. But fire it from a great distance and maybe just kill the AT gun. Or, never mind, the American gets it back, and now he's going to be shredded even quicker. So get the fuck out of there, man. Infantry section are advancing with the American infantry, although in a weakened state, but hey, who cares? It looks cool, right? The charge in a blob. There is an MG34, but it's running like hell. Sturm Squad also decides to run after seeing that much Allied infantry charging in one area. 6-pounder coming on in to assist. Obelsadon and a Sturm officer, vet form, by the way, up north. Suppressed and unable to throw those infiltration grenades he so desperately wants. He finally throws it, but the men are dead, so not sure why. Infantry section are putting pressure on the Sturm. Well, okay, officer and pioneer, both Sturms. But in the Axis do manage to encircle the Allies and wear down a lot of resources. So good job on that. In that regard. When I start babbling, it's time for a water break. Sturm Officer marks the unit, makes it easier for this blob to focus. Also, Obelsadon upgrade with STG-44s, makes him better at hitting those units in cover. Infantry section are going up north. I'm not sure if that's the best idea with this blob, but luckily this blob seems more focused on taking that middle section. Reason is to kill this cache, which I don't know if it was on purpose, but I think they built cover to stop it from dying, but that's not happening. Oh! Can we... Oh, damn it. That Sturm was so close to dying. But they did kill the cache, so good job on the Axis for that quick kill. It's 250 manpower down the drain. Terry has a Panzer IV backup and operational, again, with heat rounds and artillery. Any armor with the I love this ability so much because it makes any piece of armor very deadly. Whether it's... Oh, nice kill on the captain. Dying twice there. But yeah, no, it makes it very aggressive versus a Jackson because of heat rounds. Or, and my favorite thing, it makes him able to deal with an AT line if they come up from a different angle. Though with 3 AT guns here, yeah, Panzer IV is probably best you pulled back. Now, luckily, you have the mechanized building here upgraded so we can get some quick heals. A German is trying to advance. Throws incendiary again. I feel like that's a waste. It's like, oh yeah, we wore down the the mortar pit. Can you kill it? Can you stop it from bracing? Well, no. Okay, so what was that for? What's the plan here? You just kind of made it a little angry, and with this squad, which by the way, with the Royal Engineers, he's upgraded company command post and with hammer. So even with the lack of fuel for most of this game, the allies were like, heavy armor. I'm like, okay, sure, why not? So yeah, he's gonna heal up. We have a lot of Axis forces pushing in, again taking this, or trying to take this position, but White Phosphorus delays them. What's his AT gun doing? I think he's trying to target the Command Panther, which, again, is a choice. At least he got armor out, and to be fair, he'll have bonuses such as marking a target, or not. It's not really marking coordinate fire, but you get the point. It makes it that target that is currently has a big arrow over its head easier to kill. It's like this Engineer squad that walked into a Obelsodaten and also a Vet 5 Sturm squad. Why? Oh, God. Actually, we gonna see if G-Section die here, too. Again, Obelsodaten with those SCG-44s are no joke. And very lucky that squad is for managing to escape that fire. MG-34 is taken. Is that MG-34? I think, yeah, I think it is. Lieutenant's pushed on in. I believe he still has... Thank you for dying with the other squad so I can see the bazooka. Thank you. Thank you. He's trying to take the territory, fires a shot, and will probably get the hell out of Dodge. Hopefully he doesn't die to the Panzer IV. Nothing really else to kill it on the retreat, so should be fine. Jackson being made. We have yet to make anything for the Brits, but so far they're actually doing pretty well, all things considered. Now let me be very clear. They're currently down, like... 4-1 in terms of VPs. Not a great position to be in. They've definitely taken some hits. They've definitely taken some losses like the Engineer squad. Though, maybe a swift counterattack from AT could neutralize this Panzer IV. Probably not with the blob inbound, but you know, it could be something. Also, we do have a special weapons regiment, so take that Churchill and throw it out the window, because I bet you we're going to get a croc. Yep. And again, all he needs is a bit more manpower and fuel. Now, to be fair, the greater fuel income would probably be better, but yeah. With 4 infantry section, by the way, all with Bren's. So again, he's definitely upgraded them pretty well. I don't think he was prepped for all the Axis infantry up here and pushing on in, but he has a decent assortment and weakened the Command Panther quite a bit with AT fire. So good, that 6-pounder is doing work. Panzer headquarters is on fire a little more from the Axis counterattack, though they did pull back a little bit. They have enough defenses and a stolen MG. Wow, I didn't even see the 50 cal be taken, but hey, good pick. Jackson, though, will help push back the Panzer IV. Again, I want to reiterate, the Panzer IV does have heat rounds, so he could use that to go toe-to-toe with the Jackson and win, if done correctly, like maybe with a combat blitz. Use a couple abilities to increase your chances of victory. Sturm Pioneer under heavy fire, 1919's trying to kill him, but luckily with the additional veterancy he gets for survivability, that probably saved the Sturm Pioneer. Unfortunately, what's not going to save the American infantry is this King Tiger, because this King is probably going to wreck them. And again, to make it very clear, this King also has heat rounds and will have the Panzer Commander, which will allow him to call down artillery, which Terry has saved up to a healthy amount. So, if he's in a pickle, he can make hell for the Allies very quickly. And you do not want to be a Jackson fighting a King Tiger that can activate heat rounds. It is not a pretty sight. It is not a good sight. Combat blitzing away from this Jackson after stumbling upon it. The Allies throw a barrel, apparently, in anger. Meanwhile, again, it is pretty close in terms of map control, but VP-wise, the Allies continue to falter, losing more and more VP. So if the Axis continue their advance, they should be in a winning state, except for that Command Panther that almost died from all the AT fire. Again, one thing, again, about the Allies is at least they have solid AT, and might have more if they take this. Are they really going to kill that mechanized? God damn, Witch King, can you, like, not lose the building for once? Although, to be fair, him losing the building is probably what's keeping the Allies in the game. Half dead. The mechanized will be saved, though, by a blob from Terry, who is pushing in. Do we have a counter to that? We have major artillery, which I don't know where it's being called. Oh, there it is. It's called in right there. Does he not know? You know what? No one tell him. Oh, it's coming over here? I thought it was over here. Maybe it is over there. It's like, damn, that almost hit him. Jackson pushing on in. Buddy, this was a big fucking mistake. He's, oh, shit. AT gun's opening fire, but Jackson is about to die here unless he gets lucky. Panzer IV could bounce. Does not bounce. Oh! Last shot upon death. If I'm dying, I'm taking you with me. And yeah, Panzer IV goes down. It's more substantial that the Allies lost that Jackson because of right now fuel income, resources, and overall game impact. But hey, you know, at least he got it. So that's a positive. Hey, chat, thank everyone jumping on in. To Shark, greetings to you as well. Hopefully you enjoyed the Panzer IV dying with the Jackson. Well, Sturm Officer just died to air support. And yeah, it is air support because we have Hold the Line, which will call in strikes and all sorts of stuff against this Panther and Infantry, respectively. Panther, by the way, barely alive. About to be AT grenaded. Oh my god. Unfortunately, 2 infantry section did croak while in the fight up north, but it's okay. So too did a lot of Witch King's forces, so both sides are losing their armies. It's fine if both sides lose their whole army. Croc moves in again. They're trying to keep this mech building alive. Air support continues to cause havoc for the Germans, losing quite a bit of men. I think he lost almost a Soldaten squad to the strikes. Hold the Line is no joke with those strafes. They will murder infantry very quickly. Infantry section continue to advance. We have AT guns coming up as well. Croc needs some AT support, so if I was the AT gun, I would move it up to support this line. Command Panther bounces a shot from a Raketenwerfer, which again, nice pick. We have artillery coming down, I believe, on the Panzer quarters. Oh! And the Obersoldaten just disappeared. Artillery rains down with the Command Panther in the vicinity, taking a bit of damage. Sturm Officer also very low. Germans, man, remember when they were in the lead? Yeah, Witch King has 4 units. Maybe about to have a few less buildings after losing both the mechanized and the Panzer headquarters on top of each other. Like, can we not build another building where the previous building was, where you lost it? Artillery continues to rain down. Mortar pit trying to do what it can with, I believe, is it using the heavy? It might be using the heavy HE in this sector. Anyway, managing to steal a weapon. He runs like hell. Again, I'm not saying the Americans and the British aren't losing units themselves, but they also brought in a priest instead of a Jackson. So he's using the artillery to continue to wear down this sector as much as he possibly can. Obersoldaten is launching a counterattack with Volk squads. 50 cal is set up to handle the Obersoldaten, not the Volk squads flanking from the side, which also is putting pressure on all 3 AT guns. So, yeah, you can say, where's that Croc to help out? Well, he's coming. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. The Croc is back in town and slowly moving on up to deal with that Volk, which, by the way, got in credit, both Vet 5. One counter, though, neither have their STG-44 upgrades, right? So a little weird. But no worries. Maybe that might be a benefit as the Croc moves in and makes them both retreat, almost killing the squad. Very close to losing it. Command Panther now has to go toe-to-toe with this Crocodile. And, again, it is being coordinated fire, so it takes more damage, which is very good versus a Churchill. Unfortunately, the Panther still has to worry about all the AT the British have, and they still have a decent, healthy amount. So both the Command Panther and the King Tiger will both need a deal. So, we'll see. Yeah, I know about the Hearts-Iron game. I'm going to check it out. I might join, I might not. I'll see. Anyway, King Tiger moving on in. AT guns are on standby. Obersoldaten being like, yes, I will kill. Wait a second. There's a lot of you right now. Yes. You fell right from. Ow. While the Obersoldaten got hit with the Stuka, at least the Stuka did neutralize the AT gun. Although double AT is currently wearing down that King Tiger. But remember what I said about the artillery? Yeah, luckily the artillery was not able to kill the AT guns. It did force them back, allowing the King Tiger to live. Oh, no, I did not know it, but there was EGF, I did not know he was playing Heartsfired 4 in a multiplayer sense yesterday. So, that's fun. Anyway, up north we have a VP under Axis control, and in the south. And unfortunately for the Allies, you kind of need VPs to, I don't know, win the game. So while they're doing, you know, well tactically, strategically, the Germans still have the initiative, though we'll see for how long. They can't keep taking these losses and expect to win. xCOS still has a decent army, just maybe not front line wise, which might be the reason why they're having a very rough time taking those positions. Alucinos has a 2 infantry section, still has the Croc, but down to 1 AT gun. AT grenade hits the Panther, AT gun bounces off the Panther. Air support shreds the infantry, which I guess they're chilling, being like, ah, the strikes won't be that bad. Yeah, give it another second. Hold the line's a bitch. Truly. Again, they at least decat the position, but the Axis are still wearing down allied VPs. Can we? Oh, Obasadon get another pick. Very good job. MG section will try and take mid. Down south, it's guarded by an MG, so I don't think the Allies can take it just yet. Population-wise, the Axis are starting to gain a bit more momentum, but that's a lot due to Terry, not so much to Witch. Although he did deploy a Panther, so good for him, and he's healing up his, you know, Panzer headquarters, so at least it's in a fighting shape, more so than it was previously. Croc is back. Oh, wait. You're building a 17-pounder. You have my attention, but will it be effective? I mean, sure, it'll shred any armor that comes into mid, but who would be dumb enough to do that? Oh, here comes the king. No, to be 100% fair, how the hell will the Axis know about that? Oh, wait! With a handy-dandy half-track with recon abilities. Good for detecting enemy fortifications and traps. So, yeah, that would probably be good. Constantly use recon, identify what fortifications the British could have. Or, special operations deployed by the Command Panther. Great for helping you hit stuff with Stukas, that way you know where they are rather than guessing. Speaking of guessing, King Tiger pushed on in thinking he could take it. Could not. 17-pounder is going to hit him again. It's going to bounce or hit? It does hit, and he's down to about 10% of its health. Priest, if he can get a target. Hold on. Let's see. If the Priest can actually hit target, that would be super effective. Medical's about to go down, and he did put a ton of resources into it. Again, that is currently 400, excuse me, manpower, and roughly 30 fuel. So if that goes down, that's a lot of investment going down the drain. King Tiger luckily is healed by the Vet 3 Sturm with repairs, so very good for him. Obasadon presses north and kills an American AT gun out of position because of lack of MG support. Don't worry, he does have an MG34, which I guess is something. And again, xCOS is getting more infantry, but it is recruit. It doesn't have bars. It is not exactly in fighting shape to deal with Obasadon, specifically Vet 5 Obasadon with STG-44s. Though Croc is hoping to turn the tide and maybe kill a Volk squad in mid along with the AT gun that, once again, the Axis borrowed through Lend-Lease. Luckily, they do kill it, but the Panthers move on in, hoping to kill the Churchill before it escapes. Smoke is your best friend in this situation, so you don't get murdered. But luckily, 17-pounder is a good associate as well, pushing back the Command Panther and allowing the Brits to keep the Axis at bay and keep the Crocodile in a good, healthy state. Now, it's all great if it's in a healthy state. It doesn't help if the thing loses the game because you don't have VPs, which, again, they need to hold. Luckily, the Major's taking the north. Artillery saying the back line. I'm not sure what it was supposed to hit. Maybe the medical? It does indeed hit the King Tiger, wearing it down slowly but surely. King Tiger lost about a quarter of its health. AT gun was stolen by the Brits. No, it's the previous one. He just pushed it up way too far. I thought he was stealing it. Yeah, the only thing you could steal would be his own AT gun, which... Why? Wait. Oh, no. Don't push up the Churchill. Please do not sacrifice your Crocodile for the greater good of this game. As the only, well, okay, double Vet 3 AT guns. Nice. But don't sacrifice some of your best units. Do you still have Minesweepers? You do not. Okay. Yeah, probably would have been best to have minesweepers. Sherman is on the field. Interesting strategy. But if I had to guess, high explosive. Oh my lord! Well, there goes the Noble Sedan squad. Unfortunate enough to be packed in with high explosive rounds. Stuka misses target, it looks like. And Witch King is down to 3 infantry units. Again, also he lost the Command Panther. I wonder how... Not Command Panther, a normal Panther. I wonder how he lost it. The Vet 3 AT guns might be a sign. But they actually don't have the kill. So it had to have been... Well, anyway, the AT guns with the Sherman start hammering the Panzer headquarters. It's gonna die here in a minute if they don't do anything. They can't. There's no way. That thing is dead. Which limits Witch King's capabilities and prevents him from getting any more armor, which could allow the Allies to keep that lead for the time being. Also, population-wise, the Allies have taken a substantial lead, averaging in the low 80s, while the Axis are averaging in the low 60s. I'm not a math guy, but that is quite substantial, especially if the Allies can keep the kills and also the map territory under their control, getting additional resources and using additional munitions to keep that favorability of population on their side. Excuse me, sorry. I don't know why it was so hard for me to talk this morning. MG pushes back the counterattack from Witch King. King Tiger trying to go for the Sherman. Needs to turn that corner. Not able to in time, but 6-pounder, I believe. Yeah. No, Rakedenwerfer and the 2 M1s are opening fire on the King, forcing it back. Or not. King Tiger charging. Trying to get close for maybe artillery. AT guns are sort of set up. Kinda. I mean, you still have the Rakedenwerfer down here, but the Command Panther is also up north, and there's also another M1. Wait. Oh, Suka did not fire. Oh, that's why Churchill goes in for the kill. Now, kills a Stuka, but unfortunately for the Allies, there's still a number more. I think that was a fresh recruit that was deployed. Whatever the case may be, Panzer Headquarters is about to die, so again, the Axis is about to lose a lot of their most valuable buildings. Stuka comes on and gets a massive amount of damage against the Brits, kills the squad and weakens the other 2. AT guns are still alive, though. Another Stuka comes on in, less effective. Can we get... Hold on. Take the shots! No! Fine, focus on the King. Never mind it, bounce. Get the fuck out of there. Oops. I didn't even realize they did hold the line, chat. I'm gonna be honest. Because the Axis don't seem to have much in terms of like a... I mean, how do I put this? They seem to be just being held back by normal units. You don't seem to be needing hold the line all that much. It seems like most of the fighting is in Axis territory rather than Allied territory. The Vet 5 Obusadan is still alive, though that may be short-lived if it doesn't get the hell out of there. MG also very low on health. Luckily, it did survive. Again, XCOS currently has very little frontline infantry, which is my biggest concern right now for the Allies. They need to keep the infantry in order to win this game. Alucinos has frontline infantry, though, and an assault officer, which, in case you're wondering, well, Greyshot, what's the big deal in that? That could be very good in terms of holding the line and using artillery to keep the attack going. Command Panther charging ahead, maybe to deal with the Sherman, but there's still a triple AT line that is now in a very good position to hit that Command Panther from the back. Command Panther is charging up north. I guess he was looking for his best bud, but unfortunately could not find him. Sherman luckily was able to move out. Big old blob infantry coming on in. Now remember, it's not that bad because hold the line's active. So as long as they can see the units, very important that they see and the units hold in a position, airstrikes will come on in and force the units back. Command Panther already took about a third of its health gone. This position no longer under hold the line, but this one will be. And it will be shot at. Almost killing the Sturm officer. Command Panther coming on in. Again, still have about 8 seconds, so... yeah, that's not going to go well for you if you don't get the hell out of there. Not going to go for you either, especially with high explosive rounds versus this unit. Again, not able to kill the Command Panther. Infantry Blob pushes on in against the Sherman, which is still under coordinated fire, so it takes a little more damage from the Shrek teams. Down south, the Germans will take that VP and will take this one. So with the north also falling, we could see a situation where the Allies start losing VPs again. Again, they need to stop that pronto. Unfortunately, the only thing he can send is an AT line. I mean, luckily you still have the Croc, which will burn and kill infantry with no issue. But, yeah. Still a bit of a red flag, honestly. Major pushing on in. Vet 3. So, theoretically, okay. If I was an Allied player, right, and I saw this, I would put, like, the Major, like, right back here and have him locked down. Or maybe he, like, I put him in a VP area so that way the enemy can't decap it, right? That's me. And again, if he wants to use it aggressively, sure. But against Obosudaten, again, I don't think he's going to have a high survivability. Please don't die. I just talked you up. Please don't die. All right, at least he's sent packing. Germans are also relying heavily on Stukas. We have 3 Stukas on the field. Again, that will wear down the Allies' infantry. Except for shots like that, they only get 1 model. Are they going to hit the midline? Nope. They miss. Never mind. If they continue to miss, then that won't happen. Unfortunately, that King's about to be overwhelmed. We have a Cromwell diving on in against the King Tiger. Needs heat rounds. He's already using heat rounds. Shit. Wait, are you using... Okay, he is on armor piercing. Shrek team's coming on in. Sherman dies to the Cromwell. It is under coordinated fire. King is still being hit. Oh, decapped. Or, sorry, decrewed. AT gun hitting there. Croc tried its best. It's a Croc versus a King. And the Croc just bounced. Shrek teams come in. Needs another shot. Lost its main gun. And the King Tiger survives. That is not a good sign. That Sherman should have assisted. And more importantly, maybe a Jackson would have been a better idea. Sherman charging, but there's too much AT in this vicinity. Lost the main gun. Gonna try to escape. AT gun shot from the stolen 6-pounder. Gets a hell of a nice hit on that Sherman retreating. This is not skill, says xGoss, says the American. You had a Sherman. This is an up... Wait, this is an updated needed? I'm confused. You had a Sherman charge a Panther, and you're like, yes, this will penetrate. Okay. I'm confused. I am very confused. Well, the Axis are using this opportunity to take the whole line because there's just a wee bit less Allied armor. Now, luckily, the Allies do have a decent helping of resources. But again, when the enemy currently has a stolen Sherman, maybe not the best. Because now they're in the mid-70s and the Allies are in the mid-50s. So the tables have turned, and it's going to be very difficult, near impossible for the Allies to continuously hold all that territory, especially with a Vet 3 Command Panther boosting the armor in the nearby vicinity. That's right, it will boost any armor that's nearby, and eventually infantry when it gets a high enough veterancy. So, you know, that's a positive. Stuka's also raining down hell. They killed one of them, but Terry got another. And that seemed to have worked at killing that American unit. Which now, again, he's mass deploying infantry, which... Hello? He didn't get more infantry, really? More territory being taken down here. At the very least, the Allies have that. AT grenade thrown on the Sherman. Lots of air support coming on in to hold the line, so that gives the Allies a little bit of time. But they need to literally turn the tide in 15 seconds. And what's even hilarious is the fact that they didn't concentrate on the armor. They could have just went around with the Cromwell and killed all the Stukas. That's 300 fuel right there. The Allies, I'm sorry, the Axis can't recover that quite easily as they may want to. So, I don't know. Again, also a Jackson I think would have been better. So, Alucinos currently has 300 fuel and, yeah, enough. He's getting a crocodile. He's saving up for a croc. Now, it's good and bad. I actually would not recommend a croc in this scenario. And you're like, well, Greyshot, they need to hold back the infantry. Yeah, you know what the bigger threat is right now? That Vet 3 King, right? And also the Command Panther and the Sherman that is currently under their control. You have a big armor problem, and while that 17-pounder is solid in mid, the flanks are currently your biggest concern. And right now you have a line of AT, but I think a Firefly with a Cromwell would be a better combination. Because you can use the Cromwell to hold infantry back, still have a decent unit, and then get the Firefly to lock down and pin that armor, while the 6-pounders and M1s and Rakan Werfers, whatever the hell you have in forms of AT, can finish off the pieces of armor. Because, yeah, this Croc will not pen effectively that Panther or King. So 50 cal is going to rain down as much fire as they possibly can, which is a lot. Sturm Squad will be suppressed. AT guns hitting the Croc. Stuka's firing. We're just gonna hit the AT line, of course. Killing 1, damaging 2. Sherman gets up by AT grenade, but again, without... Oh, 17-pounders firing. They might actually kill it. Come on. No, it survives. King Tiger with 38 kills, by the way. Doing a hell of a thing. Looking at kills. Almost done. 53 kills for this squad. The unsung hero that has managed to keep the Axis in the game. Stuka fires. Weakens the emplacements quite a bit. But well played, but this King Tiger. Overs are RP with scopes and bulletin. Wait, do they have bulletins? 5% faster, increased accuracy. It's only 2 bulletins. That's not... A bulletin is not going to change and turn the tide that much. Yeah, Vetted Kings are no joke. This is elite armor, says Terry. Yeah, that's fair, and... You can beat the SDG-44s with bars and 1919s. Like, it's not that OP. But Axis are taking the territory, and that's going to be a GG. Alright, solid job, by the way, for the Axis. So, let's switch over to the different camera perspective. There we go. Alright, so what do we got here? A King Tiger that actually survived did a pretty damn good job. Hard back and forth, I agree. Good kill counts for the Axis, by the way. I believe Witch King and Terry submitted this together, so thank you both for submitting this. On the Allied side, again, pretty close, all things considered. XGOS got more damage, slightly, but more kills definitely goes to the Brits. Again, Alucinos, I think, did a better job with infantry and, with the Croc. Though I will say the American, I think, had a better AT line. Though, the biggest complaint I have for the American is I think you need a Jackson. I think you need a more mobile, more hard-hitting piece of AT, and I think you would have been fine. But because you dived in with Shermans and a Croc, a Sherman, and a Cromwell versus a King Tiger and a Command Panther, you had a big issue, and that issue was penetration. You could not take down that armor. So, yeah, that was the biggest issue you guys had. Terry, again, King was the best. We had Witch King, which is, I'm assuming is going to be not the Obsidian, huh? All right, Command Panther with 10,000 damage. Although I will say, Axes were not perfect. The Panzer headquarters and the buildings put too close to the front, died, and that cost the Axis much needed resources that could have been easily preserved if it was further inside their territory. 26k for the M1. Good job there. And Alucinos, 70 kills for the infantry section, though did eventually lose a good chunk of them, but still, most part did pretty well. Overall, a solid game. I think this is some preservation stuff for the Axis, better positioning specifically. I think this is also maybe using that advantage. You had a fuel advantage and you didn't really end up using it all that much. The Allies, I think it was sort of making sure, like, using all the tools necessary. You had a priest, you had a lot of medium armor, and the enemy had a lot of Stukas in the back lines. You never dove, you never focused on them, stuff like that. I think that would have really helped. Because when these Stukas hit, they hit hard. When they missed, it was funny. But still, I think the defensive position that the American and did for like the 17-pounder, the border pit, you know, focusing their efforts, I think that actually paid off toward the mid-game. They just weren't able to finish off the enemy because they didn't have every piece of the puzzle needed, you know, to close this, you know, to solve it. I think, again, a Jackson or a Firefly would have been perfect. The Croc did well, but I think the Shermans, beside a 1 or 2 great shots, I think a Jackson would have been better. But hey, I could be wrong. What do you guys think? Leave your comments down below. But it's been Greyshot17, and I'll see you guys next time. Hello, everyone. Before you all go, let's give a special shout out to Patreon supporters: Aphyria, Joey G240, Little Chauge, Milam, tonybee, Pyroshark, XSomeToolx, and Epic Pleb. Thank you all for your incredible support and helping me grow my channel and allowing me to keep doing what I do. So thank you. This has been Greyshot, his amazing patrons, and I'll see you all next time.